For real. Hey, look, let us move on. This whole movement is just saying, look, man, everybody doing the same shit out here, man. Everybody wanna come out with the same type of flow, speaking on the same shit all the time. But see, more naturally, we gonna balance the whole shit out. We gonna touch on all of it. You know what I'm saying? That's going on. Sure thing. We touch on all shit. Everything on the bill. With God's and the earth. You know what I'm saying? We laying it down. Sure thing. This is the shit. Y'all on the way to around the world right here. True indeed. This is it right here. So y'all niggas get ready for this, yo.
What up, y'all? This is H. Excuse me. This is H.Will coming to you guys giving you a little special presentation here. This is I wanted to start off here a little unconventionally. I didn't do a theme song or anything like this here because I kind of wanted to go right into the first interlude from this album. It's I guess you could say a local hip hop group from a few days from my teenage years that I dug, and I came up with when I was coming along trying to be a journalist and trying to figure out my way through and make my connections. This is one of the first groups I made my connection with. I have a lot of history with the guys. Some guys I grew up with living in certain areas. One guy, unfortunately, Peaceful Journey to Abu the Butcher. I actually, lived in Midtown, with him. I believe he stayed in Regency Square in Newport News, in Midtown Newport News, and I stayed in Presidential when it was Presidential back at that time. So I have history with that guy. I think I played youth league football for Deer Park with another one of the members as well. Also have a New York connection with me who's from New York and came down here to live. I have a lot of, people and influences and mentors that come from New York as well. So there's a lot of connection there. This shirt, as a matter of fact, that I received here, it's the year 2000, as you can see, it's been quite a while since I had this. And there's going to be moments that I'm going to review CDs that I have. I'm going to be bringing out the actual CD case. That I'm going to show you. This is real. This is the shirt. This is the merch these guys was doing back in 2000. Bringing out the merch, trying to really show you a professional looking CD here, doing everything that needed to be done because these guys were really trying to make it happen. And really make you feel it as one of the tracks that we have up here that I'm going to show you. So that was the initial intro that came in. Not going to yammer, but this initial intro that came in. And I just want to take a couple moments just to let you know what this group is all about, man. I'm going to venture to say that the Born-Naturals was, and still is to me to this day, one of the most notable, one of the more powerful, groups and entities that came from Newport News and in Virginia. I don't think I'm seeing anybody that's really able to match that yet, really. In terms of real hip hop, in terms of everything that they were doing being self-contained, not a lot of people were able to, but things happen. The streets, the life, they all speak about this. They all admit they're having to work through their issues. Some of those issues caught up to people, took them away from the group for a long time. Some of them got, other situations, guys splintered off, did other things, and as a matter of fact, I Got R.I.P. is another track on this CD that speaks about one of the members, one of the more important members, definitely as you'll hear when they do the song, was actually killed while in police custody. And even, and it's sad, and then right along with the sadness, along with all of that, Abu the Butcher, right here, gets killed, murdered in what was called a mistaken identity. But it's just it could be a number of things that could have been with that, folks. But this is the interview that I wrote up that other staff members, when I was working on Exclusive, They actually, they actually recorded the interview while they were doing it, and I actually was able to write the interview up and make sure that it was done right and with respect for these guys. So this is part of that, and we're just gonna start getting into this, folks. I'm gonna start, doing my thing. This is delinquent studio style, folks. This is the fuel. This is, I'm getting out here, getting to work. So as long as you permit me to do my thing, I'm gonna make sure I do my thing and keep the real hip hop coming. Keep the real hip hop spotlight and let you know this is the basis of what I'm about, or what I came up on, what I respected. Because this came from home, as you can see. This came from home. I wear this with pride. As you can see, it's a little bit stockier back in the day. This thing has got a lot of room in here now. It's like Weirdo-rama, man. I'm trying to tell you, but we're not going to take too much time with this. We're going to get into the first track. So let's get this up here. I mean, we can have it down here, but I'm not going to have this running in your face the whole entire time. I'm still trying to think about how I want to do this, because I do want to do that the entire time for this particular track. But what I'll do, we'll take this down, and we'll put this up. And then what I'll do, folks, is that I'm going to try to go ahead. I'm going to try to go ahead and broadcast. I'm going to actually broadcast. Try to broadcast my personal channel and try to show both CDs that I have for them, which is Let Us Move On. This one is Let Us Move On, and I have another one that's called Shit's Official. So I'm going to try to play that one. I have had that one for a while also. That one's been a little weathered, so we're going to hopefully see if we can make that work. But this one works perfectly. So without further ado, we're going to get into Let Us Move On, and the next track, Fuck With Us, back in the style that we used to do. Like if you've seen Onyx, back the fuck up, then you'll understand what they're doing here. Then you'll completely understand, what they mean by F, okay. Let me see, I gotta have to spell it Fuckwitus. Okay? So just so we're clear on that. Fuck With Us. Track number 2, well, technically track 1, but track 2 overall, because the intro was the first track. Let's go.
Get off that bullshit and come fuck with us. What we got going on, Shit's real. I'm a student of my culture, and by the code of soldiers, we do the fucking while you getting fucked over. Approach closer, get hit up with this toaster, still in the holster. Y'all niggas scared to draw, you ain't prepared for war. No way, form, or fashion. My buffalo soldiers stay blasting. Blow, you ain't know, you better ask around before your ass get found. Face down, casket bound. My master sound is classic now. Every time you spit over the music, niggas lose it. Like, yo, what the fuck is he doing? Why he keep banging us with that live shit? I wonder if the born is who I should ride with. If I let the dogs loose and keep surviving. Welcome to VA, either ride or die, bitch. Yo, click is savage like the macho man. And I don't give you a pound cause I'm not your man. Y'all ain't got no plan, so your shit'll stay stagnant. Rapping ass niggas ride dick like faggots. Cornball rhymes stay forever weak. I don't give a fuck if they never speak. Distance they better keep. When I bring heat, them niggas tweet like a parakeet. I'ma die screaming bad news before they bury me. So come and fuck with us. If you looking for real shit, come and fuck with us. If you tired of the bullshit, come and fuck with us. If y'all niggas coming to jail, come and fuck with us. If you ever in VA, come and fuck with us. I do the knowledge like a wise man. A wise man knowledge and understand everything in this circumference. Do the math with the guard, step it up a little higher. Add on another link, I make the cipher more tighter. The late nighter, hey yo, I like the dark. This when the freaks come out and we can bang their backs out. It's Bill, yeah. I deep has no fear. I speak reality to make the picture crystal clear. For the signs of life, I didn't pay no price. See, my coach is free, and I'm knowledge in me. See, I am everything. You still on petty things, clothes and diamond rings. Prepare for the sting of reality. I'll make it happen mentality. I won't stop and can't stop. Like bad boy ENT. Dot. Y'all gon' feel it when the knob go to spot. Yo, niggas been doing this for years, so it ain't no need to turn it back. Cause when we raise up, it's gonna be trouble like Bernie Mac. Crash couldn't touch it if they ass got lucky. Cause we Cadillac trucks and them niggas is doom buggies. I kick that real shit while a lot of EA, come and see the born, and we gon' show you how the real Virginia niggas get it on. We the best that ever done it, bro. You seen the logo of the queen coming from the roof, stripping the mic with a pregnant stomach. Want the raw, nothing more, nothing less than FUCWIT. If you a real MC, come and fuck with us. If you a real DJ, come and fuck with us. If you fucking with hip hop, come and fuck with us. If you feeling born now, come and fuck with us. We bring food for thoughts, so hungry mouths to be fed. I don't play niggas with that, I hit them in the head instead. Eat before the gun and feel armed and dangerous. You couldn't hang with us if you could spit rounds in 100 languages. Suck a dick till you're busy drunk. You fuck around and get jumped. I leave trunks with lumps as soon as the beat done. Put a dick in any mic I trip. Burn you in any rhyme I flip. The hoes couldn't get out the fire. Spit from the lip, and it's a trip. My niggas say we born, but don't need a word. I attack her with the strength of 1,000 go birds. We move quick, whole click, get up in your shit. And the rate we going and soon be up on that greatest hit. Every day we spill ink. Utilize the mind and think. The hits with everything, including the kitchen sink. From A to Z, everything in life plays a part of our music. The beat, the heaven, the rest of the beat of the heart. So stand back, feel the impact. We attack your careers. We got your ears like baby Lou. If you looking for real shit, come and fuck with us. If y'all niggas come in the field, come and fuck with us. If you tired of the bullshit, come and fuck with us. If you ever NBA, come and fuck with us. If you a queen, not a bitch, come and fuck with us. If your aim is to elevate, come and fuck with us. If y'all try to add on, come and fuck with us. All my East Coast niggas, come and fuck with us. All my West Coast niggas, come and fuck with us. All my North Side niggas, come and fuck with us. And all my dirty South niggas, come and fuck with us. 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 Yo, come and fuck with us. Yo, come and fuck with us. No doubt. I affiliate with brothers to see them with 3 eyes. Walking on the righteous path, doing the math, showing and proving, living life for real. It's getting hard when a nigga can't eat a decent meal. Then you wanna knock me if I start.
Sorry, folks. Sorry. Do apologize for the blooper. I'm just trying to make sure that I get this posted on Twitter, man. I'm gonna get this tweet done just in case. Got to get this done, folks, but I will be commenting on this. I will say that, again, for a lot of people these days, and I certainly get what the issue is, what some people's deal might be in the situation. I totally get that, about the homophobia, and things like that, the F word that's being used. I certainly get that. I certainly get how that can vex some people. I certainly get how that can get under people's skin. I so do. But I'm just trying to also make sure that I also say that it's just something that we were doing or that was done, because it like I said before in other shows, if you heard me in other shows, that is, that I never did a whole lot of that when I was a kid. It was just one of those things that wasn't really my style. So it was just one of those things that it just never really flowed well to me. It just never flowed the way I wanted it. Just saying, But just kind of going, let's see, anything else here? Let's see. We got that done, but let me turn it back in here real quick. Because, see, this is not going to happen on the personal page. When I try to broadcast, when I try to basically stream out both CDs, there won't be a whole lot of me talking. It'll just be running through the records and just letting you hear what you hear, and we'll just go from there. But to do this now on this channel, I'm just going to at least say that, yeah, not all that cool with the homophobia. These are my boys, but I'm not all that cool with the homophobia here. We got to get, I'm glad that we're trying to get over the F word and not always use that as a easy, quick way to question a man's manhood, I guess. But other than that, great production, in my opinion. The The guy's flows are definitely unique. Nobody was sounding the same. Nobody was trying to say the same things, but there was always a common thread there with what they were about and what they were trying to say. So again, now we move on to positive, negative. Okay? I think it'll definitely be self-explanatory once the song goes along. It'll definitely connect to exactly what the title is all about. They're definitely one of those groups, in my opinion, that was always about, hey, we're going to help you recognize exactly what we're trying to say here. And it's going to be explained in the track so that you have a good understanding of exactly what the point is being made. So positive, negative for track 3, Bornaturals. Let us move on.
Something went wrong. Please try again.
I affiliate with brothers to see them with 3 eyes, walking on the righteous path, doing the math, showing and proving, living life for real. It's getting hard when a nigga can't eat a decent meal. Then you wanna knock me if I start to twist the chili. I do it to maintain when the job ain't for really. Self-preservation, that's the first law. That's for any man, I don't care who you are. If the sun don't shine, then the moon don't reflect the knowledge that was taught for when the seeds come forth. Build a negative, believe you on the wrong course. And 2 out of niggas wanna know why they lost. A 50-50 chance for any man to make it. A 50-50 chance for any man who try to take it. So don't come late, cause you will get straight. That's for any motherfucker who trying to infiltrate in my circumference. And yo, we keep the crowd jumping. Bleed through flows, big dogs for the hoes. Benny Blanco style, can't play me and then get away. I return the right to sleep, even if I gotta spray. Spark shit like the first thought that brought things in existence. 85 split the distance, 32 degrees below. You're too cold, get too close, the sun melt like gold. Then I take off the blindfold and drop the first degree in the math. Get on the right path.
Positive or positive or negative or negative. Whichever road you choose, son, a nigga got to live. It's positive or positive or negative or negative. Whichever road you choose, son, a nigga got to live. It's like positivity is prosperity, negativity is 360 and it'll come back eventually.
I'm hard to civilize, things are analyzed. I can look in your eyes and see a stomach full of butterflies. I try my wisdom, my defense mechanism separate Jews like the devil's divided carpet system in the head top. I drop C's, hard head niggas won't take heed, and I see some bleed, some they can't read in between lines. Niggas dumb, deaf, and blind. Search within the sleeves of your mind until you find 12 Jews, mathematics, tool. I perfect, architect from the projects, sending niggas bomb threats. So much hypocrisy, with my own philosophies that I got from ciphers, coupons, 120 chronologically. Now they acknowledge me, cause I can make the blind see. Get enough knowledge to self to write my own autobiography. My mind goes from knowledge to born, peace to newborns, all breaking through to those, the path to 2 4 on. It's like deja vu when we come through. But it's our debut, and what we gave you can actually save you. It's so clogged, they can't see through the fog. And 85% need to see an eye dog. They stand still like ropes in the law. Eat the hawk, say why they tell them to jump. Then they eat like frogs. That's while I feel to destroy. Lies never taught, there's no devil with a pitchfork, and Jesus never ate pork.
Positive or positive or negative or negative. Whichever road you choose, son, a nigga got to live. It's positive or positive or negative or negative. Whichever road you choose, son, a nigga got to live. It's like positivity is prosperity, negativity is 360, and it come back eventually. Shining like the way that it was sent to me. Balanced out in perfect symmetry. Both sides dealing equality. Gotta be mathematical, logically. My philosophy of make a mockery of Socrates. Dropping the Greek, properly stated, manifested as we living through. Trials and tribulations, understanding what we giving you. Positivity is prosperity, negativity is 360, and it come back eventually. Positive or negative or negative. Whichever road you choose, son, the nigga got to live. Positive or positive or negative or negative. Whichever road you choose, son, the nigga got to live.
Okay, folks, that was Positive Negative. Track 3. Again, folks, thank you for those who will watch this. And I want to give a thanks to those who may come in and watch this live. Just want to say real quickly that although some people who may have newly subscribed, may be wondering, well, isn't this the day that last week you guys did the first episode of the show? Answer is yes. Well, why wouldn't you do another show on Wednesday, episode 2? Because life doesn't move that way sometimes. As my collaborative partner said, life is fluent and ever changing. So what may have worked last week, Wednesday, may not work this week. And so to make sure that we can at least have something coming at you on this day, this is why I decided to go ahead and do the spotlight on a hometown favorite, Born-Naturals. But not just a hometown favorite, and not just doing this because, I grew up around them. And no, as you're hearing, as I'm very confident you're hearing, and we'll hear on the tracks here, that very talented guys, production on point, words clear, lyrics clear. You know what I'm saying? They're bringing you songs that you can think about. They're bringing you songs that you can vibe to. They're bringing you songs that you can dance to. It's going to be there, folks. And so I just wanted to put this out here because I've been wanting to put this out here, and I've been wanting to, shit on the local radio stations a little bit, man. Now I understand, and my wife even told me. We had a conversation about this. My wife has even said herself that when you think about a lot of the issues and things like that, that took certain members out of the picture, things of that nature, I understand and I get it. I totally get it, and I get what she's saying. And that can be problematic, but it's not like they're the first group that's ever had those issues. And there were guys, as you can see, there were guys there. There were guys present. There was production there. There were guys putting out music, 2 CDs that were put out here. So even through all these issues, there were guys that were here representing, that were here putting music in, putting the work in, and it should have been recognized. Chuck D has said it. He's even said it now over the last couple of years that local radio stations need to do more to give local artists a platform at which to shine. Because if people don't feel you shining in your own local area, then they're not going to trust you're going to be able to shine on a national or worldwide stage. I mean, it's just plain simple fact. People need to see people shine. And if you feel these groups that are coming out, let them shine. You know what I'm saying? Put their names out there, let people see them. If they're putting the work in and you see this quality work, let them shine. But, track 4 is basically a little interlude. It is kind of some of the kind of things that we experience down here in Virginia and in Newport News. I mean, guys will do this. This is a real situation. A lot of people who will hear this will know sometimes that thing can happen. That's why you make sure that you don't hang out with people that can put you into risky situations like that. But let's just go ahead and get into the interlude real quick. And then we're going to go immediately into track 5, which is going to be Spiderwebs, folks, featuring Third Letter. But you understand with the Spiderwebs, I mean, it goes with the classic. It kind of, the hook kind of takes you into that classic phrase that has stood the test of time, that goes, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive." Folks, I know a lot of you are familiar with that. So let's just get into the interlude on track 4, and then we'll immediately get into track 5, which is Spiderwebs.
What's up, homie?
What's up? What's going on?
Just kicking on shit, man. That shit been going today.
Shit, alright, good.
Man, you want me ruined what happened to me last night.
What you doing?
I'm rolling in my motherfucking car, and I'm with goddamn Tony from off of goddamn 23rd Street.
Yeah, I'm like,
Over off Runway. I'm rolling in the motherfucking car, and the motherfucking police come. These motherfuckers pull me over because my motherfucking gas tank motherfucking thing was open, yo. So when I pulled around the motherfucking corner and parked the joint, they asked for my license registration and that shit. This nigga break. The niggas start running, yo. The niggas start running and shit, yo. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga running, yo. You know what I'm saying? My shit legit, so I'm like, hanging with the shoes over there. Man, you know this nigga left a gun and some motherfucking weed in my car, yo. Nigga played me, man. Yo, when that nigga bounced on me just like that,
What you do?
yo, I couldn't do shit. I got a gun charge and a weed charge, yo.
You got a lawyer?
Shit, man. Quarter pointed joint, man. I gotta go to court like next week, yo. Straight up. That shit is so fucked up, man. How niggas be doing, man. And look, niggas was trying to go to the goddamn Calabash joint, man. I was trying to get to the Calabash. Yo, they had the motherfucking joint going on too, man. The motherfucking some thong type shit going on. Some shit, man. I'm trying to go up there and this I caught a motherfucking charge, man. You know what I'm saying? See how niggas do, man? Niggas doing wrong, man. It's fucked up though, but I think I'm gonna get out of this shit, man. Hopefully. That spiderweb shit. Fuck it. I ain't taking niggas nowhere with me, man. Fuck that. Fuck.
When you living in the world of temptation and lust, your eyes see just ice, never just us. I got a lot to discuss, very little time to do with this. Niggas caught in the web, steady fucking up the music, living a lie like broke niggas who dress fly, or the thug type who hold mics with an alibi. I built on the life I live to destroy the spider web and give 100 proof to the people. The born naturals to have you feeling for the sequel, because when we do it, ain't no bullshit involved. You better believe it's real if you hear say we raw. It's a big difference between the clique and the squad, and even bigger difference between a nigga and a guard. The only part that start out hard is when you choose the path for the real or road to the fake dudes who never pay dues and tell you that they spray crews and drive around $100,000 vehicles. Got access to unlimited trees and the booze. You leave empty-handed, you talk that shit in bad news. When I make moves, it symbolizes power structure. Breaking niggas iced out chains to diamond clusters. The highest form of matter through my mind, I can touch her. Worse than physical, with a no smile ritual. Living on the edge like a 3-time habitual offender. Them niggas in the street hold heat and won't pretend to blast. You better haul ass or catch lead up in your ass from your head to your feet. I won't surrender or retreat to no man. Strong as cold man and slam something decent through this whole program.
Do whatever they eat right, the way that I was brought up. But that's the same philosophy that got me caught up. For 2 years on the ballpark, rest and stay calm is what I did. Came home and made moves like Natron. Used to take the fast route, then a nigga found out. Trouble easy to come by, but hard as fuck to get out. Even had bullets rip off part of my mouth. 2 to the chest, 1 to the lung, and 1 to the arm. Been through more drama than a cat with 100 baby moms. Fucking with the street, anything can take place. The niggas be up in your face, ain't nowhere to be found. Once you catch the cake, they be flying on your tape like sick, like a fat bitch that keep flying on your face. And yo, I'm feeling odd when he say it's like a cycle. When the judge throw you up, that's like shots from a rifle. Just to who you are, motherfuckers ain't gon' like you. If my back against the wall, ain't no telling what I might do. Before I had the lessons, I was liable to strike you. Only thing on my mind was blowing up like dynamite do. I speak reality and never lie to the youth. Probably be the next rapper to die, spreading the truth. But oh, what a tangle when we weave. When first we practice to deceive. Do you know or do you believe? Do you know or do you believe? Oh, what a tangle when we weave. When first we practice to deceive. Do you know or do you believe? Do you know or do you believe? Out of the spotlight, away from the glamour and glitz. I'll be fucking with dirty money until it make me filthy rich. Hoping to never deal with a snitch, but nowadays you never know, cause everybody got something to show. Too many niggas frontin' to blow. The game's wide open, snakes can slide
All right, folks. So with this count here, we're about halfway through. Okay? But basically, we're going to get into Make You Feel It next. And again, folks, just want to be clear and say that, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of this. I'm going to be trying to dig into a lot of my own crates here, pull out a lot of the classics, I feel like are classics. I'm going to try my best to not get copyright strikes, but I'm feeling pretty confident that I won't get any copyright strikes here. I think a lot of connection that I have to this gives me a lot of green light in this situation, and I think a lot of people be appreciative that that I'm trying to, keep this out here, man. Show people, man, what the measuring stick of hip hop was in our area right here. So if I can keep on doing that, I want to keep doing that because, like I said, folks, regardless of what's happened, regardless of the history, I did this because it was real. It was about real hip hop. It was about representing Virginia. It was about representing Newport News. And these were the guys that whenever we got an interview with them, the only place they were going to be is on the front cover. That's the only way, big and live as day on the front cover. Let's get a close up. As a matter of fact, this guy right here in the front, Rahi, he and I worked together, at the telecommunications place. A lot of people know it. So it used to be in Hampton. We worked together out there, and it was in the bathroom, of the job where he actually gave me this T-shirt. And as a show of respect, because of what I was trying to do, always trying to represent as a journalist, trying to represent, for them always having a back and being supportive, and of course didn't have to pay for that, although I would have, because hey man, people got to make their money. But I was glad that I garnered that kind of respect to where, hey man, look, give it to me as mine, and I've never lost it since then because this is something that represents for home. So again, we're not going to take too much time with this. We're about halfway through. We got 6 more to go, a couple interludes, and we're definitely. Again, folks, the title of this is going to be Let Us Move On, and we're going to get to Let Us Move On. That's actually the title track on here, Let Us Move On. But in my opinion, I feel like there's a lot of ways you can look at that. Again, art is very subjective, and it goes to how people see that. Let us move on. What are we moving on from? We're moving on from the mistakes of the past. We're moving on from the bullshit, the haters. We're moving on from the bullshit in the rap game, in the music game in general. Moving on from, from being held back. Now it's time to blow up. Now it's time to really make shit happen. Let us move on. Don't, don't try to be crabs in the barrel holding us back. Let us move on. So I think you'll get that. I mean, maybe you'll see it a different way. That's what art is. Art is about people taking it in and they giving their viewpoint of the situation. That's how I'm seeing it. But hey, let's keep going. You check it out. Track 6, Make You Feel It. I think this is one of now. This is for me, folks. One of the joints is going to make you're going to want to bump that a little bit. Let's get this back up here, folks. Okay, sorry. I'm going to have to switch back and forth because you won't have to do this once I broadcast it and just completely stream it on my personal channel here. But let's keep on going. Make you feel it.
I make this for the brothers who can take this, analyze this, and mix it up like cake mix. Rise with your all seeing eye, the unstoppable, able to leap any hard obstacle. Feel powerless, stagnated, they hate it. The guard right here, I'm elevated. Can't be time wasting or pussy chasing. IKIM, magnetic, attract all eyes like a gem, stone, or the chrome black. And yo, it's not like a baseball bat. And I hate y'all cats running. You making blue joints and saying nothing. Destruction. We put a slug in the system. Cut off your plan like crack and black man. Since 93, niggas been yelling, we gon' blow an ass, looking kinda sweet. BN, let the name be known from here to Rome. Family of hungry dudes and our mission to get it sown. BN about to make it happen. No doubt, we striving to get this paper stacking. No doubt, all the music is real. If we spit it, then we live it. And plus we gon' make you feel it. Gold or platinum don't really matter. It's for the love, but we wouldn't mind living fatter. No doubt, if we stay it on the track, the evidence we did it. And plus we gon' make you feel it. The nature of my thought is to reveal it, not conceal it. If English was a monster, I'd track it down and kill it. I make crack fruit, majority of them blue. I get treated like an ugly chicken, spreading guards to you. If you want a battle, use a motherfucking clown. Regardless of how the beat sound, niggas be catching the beat down. I'm trying to master this life that's happening. If I see too many of the righteous go back to living like savages, made it hard to build with the gods. I'm in the attic when it's time to life that pertains to mathematics. And as far as the war goes, I'm a born soldier. And all I keep thinking is it ain't over until it's over. My committee is slow down and gritty. You can ask me Diddy for Newport News in the city. I shine like the morning. Yo, here's your warning. I'm going to say the shit if you don't hear our voices on it. Stop playing with us. Coming them streets built to last through the games that change. Rappers blowing leaves broke the same way as they came. We grind so the money maintains. Spend the time for the work, cause with the sunshine comes the rain. Ain't nobody else flowing like this in the likeness of wise men and light and documenting my life and my writing. Now trouble follow me like Mike Tyson. I watch my back rolling with nothing but my word in my gap. Work with the track, every verse is worded with facts. It's still hot for the street. I was fucking with that. When I spit it, it's not arrogance, it's confident. They got rappers scared to face how we like the consequence. I promise you this, I always do it to death and play hard like it's 2 minutes left. Now how you feeling that player? Either ball or fall. Born that solo or with a all for all. BN about to make it happen. No doubt, we're striving to get this paper stacked. No doubt, all the music is real. If we spit it, then we live it. And plus we gon' make it feel it. Gold or platinum don't really matter. It's for the love, but we wouldn't mind living fatter. No doubt, if we stayed on the track, the evidence we did it. And plus we gon' make it feel it. BN about to make it happen. No doubt, we're striving to get this paper stacked. No doubt, all the music is real. If we spit it, then we live it. And plus we gon' make it feel it. Gold or platinum don't really matter. It's for the love, but we wouldn't mind living fatter. No doubt, if we stayed on the track, the evidence we did it. And plus we gon' make it feel it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. As we move forward, born naturals.
Okay, folks. Do apologize. We see again. We're just working out the bugs and the details just to make sure that we do this right. So again, apologies, folks, because we're going to try to do this right. And I just want to make sure that we have this set up. The next track we're going to be going into is life science, folks. Life science. But I should have just let it roll. But I mean, we're going to go into life science real quick. I don't want to take too much into this, but I just want to take some time to show once again. I had to make some adjustment here, folks. Bad news is right there at the bottom. Just want to make sure you guys see that. I know the light bars are in the way and all that good stuff, but bad news is right there, folks. Life science is coming up next. Okay, just want you guys to see that also. And folks, wanted to get that out of the way because I wanted to get this set up right. Because when you see it and when the track drops down, I don't want you to see unknown album and things like that, because I don't want that to look like some sort of statement or anything like that, or any sort of play on the situation. So I'm moving to eliminate that completely. You know, I think that worked. I think I feel better about that. So we're going to do that. And let's see, without further ado, And let's see what this light does, man. Probably does a lot worse to it, but we'll see. Yeah, it does, because that light bar is going to be there, folks. But you see the album. I'm trying my best here. I'm going to do what we can. I'm trying my best. But let's just go ahead and get into track 7. We'll keep working to readjust. But I think I'm doing what I can here, folks. That's all right. Let's go. Life sciences, folks. Life science.
Elevation. Constant elevation.
Life science, learning and applied thoughts and energy guided. And my assignment is to build with my lines in compliance with everything that exists. I'm involved with the math is infinite knowledge decipher, contain power to ice you like a glacier. You in the face of creators that born thought and never seen nothing greater. I be self-savior. I know it ain't no pie in the sky. The root word of religion is still alive.
No drugs to sell. Tell me what would you do? Rob me while it's still just to eat a meal, and that's fucked up. The situations we put in. Now I know the ledge I'm building to put the good in. It's too twisted. Life science is realistic at the bottom of the pile. We all act wild, not knowing what's to come. Crushed in the slums. No matter where you from, you see. When I speak, the mind's too deep and never falls asleep. And the flesh get weak from the foods we eat. It's part of the power, love a lot now. Can you see now for those who want to be down? I'm not trying to put you down, trying to bring you up before your time is up. What?
There we go, folks. There we go.
Life is that fruit of Islam that balance out the wrong and right when dwelling in the wrong. A lot of sad songs and some for niggas who went down in round 1. I hold it down, son, with my arm, leg, arm, head. That's supreme, overseeing things, heard, smell, seen, touched and tasted. Between sleeves, time wasted. I saw an outlet for respect and started chasing it. My travels led me to raw beats and blunted basements. Caught the microphone, gripped it quick and made a statement. Street philosophy became a part of me. It's no longer a hobby. We step it up the verbal artistry. I give the God degree to the hungry and catch bear hugs from them niggas I know who love me. Pop it roughly, I'd rather pop blunts and let the guts leak. Like the wise words I probably speak. Experiences, knowledge, gain, knowledge help maintain. We gotta think the same before you think to hurt the name. I keep it on the simple and plain until it change. Get better, while out, it's all the same.
Science, learning and applied thoughts and energy guided in my assignment is to build with my lines in compliance with everything that exists. I'm involved with the math is infinite knowledge decipher, contain power to ice you like a glacier. You in the face of creators that born thought and never seen nothing greater. I be self-savior. I know it ain't no pie in the sky. The root word of religion is to rely. Yo, thought is the cause, life is the effect. When I mic check, words I manifest become flesh. I prevail with truth, I break down and show and tell. Give it devil's hell with these 14 million brain cells. Any nigga coming after me get broke down mathematically. It's only part of the strategy for niggas speaking blasphemy. If you answer me, the born is way before it's time. Fuck the mind and get hung like laundry on clothesline. Devils get erased, the color band, it's the human race. Heaven's the place you reach through the 7 holes in your face. Not out of say the fact is, niggas is ass backwards. When they attack this, they fall like cheese with axes. Report about is thought about, we build inside out from the ground up, destruct. Rule like King Tut, with I can face like hands like the sun rays. Analyze life in every way, can tell you how many seconds a day. My wise words is proverbs for the deaf. Life gets shorter with every breath, so say what you got left. Remember we T-cell, making it happen. And believe what I know goes deeper than what I'm rapping. Life science, learning and apply. What's the energy guided in my assignment is to build with my lines in compliance with everything that exists. I'm involved with the math is infinite. Knowledge decipher, contain power to ice you like a glacier. You in the face of creators that born thought and never seen nothing greater. I be self-savior. I know it ain't no pie in the sky. The root word of religion is to rely. Life science, learning and applied thoughts and energy guided in my assignment is to build with my lines in compliance with everything that exists. I'm involved with the math is infinite. Knowledge decipher, contain power to ice you like a glacier. You in the face of creators that born thought and never seen nothing greater. I be self-savior. I know it ain't no pie in the sky. The root word of religion is to rely. Life science. You see the whole science of life is elevation. And for y'all crab-ass niggas that refuse to elevate and stay stagnant, born naturals gonna keep moving forward. Know the lane with this one, niggas. Know that lane move forward. Know the lanes.
Getting to track 8, folks. Getting to track 8. Now this should be the interlude here. what I thought might be the interlude, but we might be doing Let Us Move On here. So, all right. But of course, we get to the title track, which I've already kind of just displayed. But let's just take it off of that right here, folks. We're not going to do that. Let's just take it off of there. But as I've already explained, Let Us Move On can mean a lot of things. I feel like to them, let us move on. This means from all of those things that might have held us back, all of those things that might have kept us down, that might have kept us from reaching our full potential, let us move on from that. The deaths that may have almost devastated us, crushed the crew, let us move on. But a crew can only take so much, and they held up for as much as they could. And a lot of people still keep that music alive. There's been people that I've known, big shout out, big shout out to my man DX out there, big shout out, it's just it's a thing that really sticks in your gut, that really, it makes you a little bit, resentful of people. That's why a lot of times I'm resentful and distrustful of people outside of the people that I've known and that I really feel like I can trust, because a lot of people just don't support. And even people that in your own state that try to act like they represent don't even represent the way they should. And it's just really fucked up. It really shows, folks, you don't support your local people. Some great talent that could really, we could have festivals here on this side. Which let me stop. Let me calm down. It's not like we haven't been trying it, though. A lot of we haven't been trying to do concerts, things, try to raise money, try to help out the communities and things like that. We try to do that over here. But see, when you don't have people giving attention and giving us a fair shot, seeing that we have that same talent, then there's not a lot of attention going to be brought over here to this side. We got to do what we can to take care of each other and support each other. That's what I've always been committed to doing for the last 6-7 years, and I'll still be committed to doing that. So onward, folks. This might be Let Us Move On just in case. So let's just go ahead and get you back set up and get back into it. And let's quickly get away from this unknown album bullshit here. Let's quickly get away from that. Blooper reel. I guess that's one for the blooper reel, folks. Sucks ass, but let's get away from this as quickly as we can. Let's go.
As we move forward, born naturals, still masked on, even when it's gone. So in the name of Don't Know, and all my old niggas in the beat, let us move on. We moving up to the majors, tired of dealing with minor players. The time has come for the born to stack funds. Snatching these crumbs won't take us out the slum. When a nigga get broke, it make a nigga feel wrong. But I never be a bum as long as I know the leg. On some shit like that, it'll make me wild for the bread. And I'll still hold my head if I gotta do a bid. But first I'm gonna run and try to get what I can give to my family and their kids, leaving them looking big. Give them proper education so they fast from the pig. You know I see the picture big, meaning the big picture. Gotta stay on point, cause life might get you and break you down to your hands and your knees. I'd rather maintain and build with cheese in the ease and bring good things to life. The world's trite. I wonder if one day we can all get it right. No, I grew up in a violent environment, seeking the truth to produce better living for the youth, cause the youth is being seduced by the 85% who left them sleepwalking with a noose around their neck, not knowing what they're facing, chasing dreams of death. That's a dummy hole. Open up your eyes and shine like the sun in you. I came to build with you, know to let it fall off. It's just that simple. So let it deep inside your mental. Born naturals is here to uplift and not go against the grain. The rules of the game is to maintain. This police cannot hold you back. The government can hold you back. Understand where I'm coming from. Black, take this to the room with it. Respect you. To all of those who represent the 5% way of living. True indeed, each one teach one. Our duty is to reach one and make knowledge born when we perform. Let us move on. It's amazing how the boys stay blazing. Paper chasing from nights to days and facing jealousy. Mind state be your odyssey that we utilize to move on through the poverty. It's amazing how the boys stay blazing. Paper chasing from nights to days and facing jealousy. Mind state be your odyssey that we utilize to move on through the poverty. Taking out the ball with a challenge, no balance. Big tip in the scale to lead the industry. I'm balanced. Devils coming many disguise. Even preachers Living low profile, local love, street buzz around the hood type style. Thought to be the best by society's worst. That's why when on the mic we always shout them out first to give back what's given. We live in the prosper despite comments by other authors. Mad cause we the hard knockers with a track record to show it. A lot of shows coming, enough niggas to blow it. Supreme poets that blow your mind like a 9 in wartime. Ready to rock the world with raw rhymes. We maintain, about to change the game on the worldwide plane. Steady shouting the name. Always each and every song reconstruct the brain of proper thinking. In spite of all the glitter and fame, cause we can go back to pinstripe slacks before Buddy Lee. Short sleeve alligator shirts, pumas especially. Whatever recipe y'all choose, I be screaming more natural brews in every song. Let's move. Let us move on. It's amazing how the boys stay blazing. Paper chasing from nights to days in. Facing jealousy, mind state be an odyssey that we utilize to move on through the poverty. It's amazing how the boys stay blazing. Paper chasing from nights to days in. Facing jealousy, mind state be an odyssey that we utilize to move on through the poverty. Take one step up and don't regret. Work hard so that we won't be stressed. Cause we ain't gon' get nowhere unless we stand strong and put 4 or 5 best. Niggas talk about us under their breath like they got something to get off their chest. But we just look at them like, yo, what's wrong? Get off our dick as we move on, move on.
Okay, folks, let's stop back and get back real quick to apparently track number 9 is going to be Down for Mine. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get it Down for Mine. And then, of course, the next one is going to be self-explanatory. You know, I mean, but Down for Mine is pretty self-explanatory as well, folks. I mean, it's just letting you know, look, for things that are important to me, for things that, for my ambitions, my goals, my dreams, my family, people that I love, things that I, you know what I'm saying, things that I hold dear to me, I'm willing to do a lot, you know, maybe more than most to protect that, to preserve that. So that's what Down for Mine is all about, folks. So you got to understand, there's a lot of drama here. There's a lot of what we come up in, a lot of treachery, a lot of backstabbing shit, man. I mean, you have to clutch on to what's yours around here because in many multitude of ways it can be taken from you. We all know that. Growing up around here, we all know that. We all some of us try to rise above. Some of us, man, find it harder than others, man. But you got to keep on. If this doesn't do anything for you here, it's just, man, find the power in yourself to move on. Let us move on. To all those haters, man, like you said, you know, look, just look at them like, yo, what's wrong? Get off my shit as I move on. Come on, y'all. This is what it's all about. And I think this is why this is a good spotlight. This is one I feel like is a great, great effort from them. So I'm going to go ahead and get into Down for Mine. And then we're going to get into the I God, you know, interlude. And then the tribute, folks, to I God. Once again, folks, a very, very honored member of Bornaturals that was killed in police custody. You know, I mean, again, folks, how many times is it going to happen? This is in 2000. We're still dealing with somebody being killed. Number of, you know, young black men being killed in police custody. I mean, it's still happening. I mean, when are people going to see that it's not just some random thing that everybody is just out of control and everybody just being put in positions or putting themselves in positions to where things like this can happen? Spike Lee tried to even show you and do the right thing, you know, but I'm just saying, let's just get back into it, folks. We're going to get into, of course, Down for Mine, and then, of course, the interlude of I God, you know, a true born natural, you know, as they're going to make sure that they let you know about in that song, Rest in Peace, I God. as I say, peaceful journey. But let's go ahead and get into that, folks. Let's follow it around.
Down for yours, yeah, down for mine. That news, stay down, put it down. I came to win this one, in this one. Y'all niggas playing around, this ain't fun. This is serious business, you can catch hijacks. Laid out nigga, we take titles, born acts. Fuck your gun raps, you can get your jaw tapped. I'm tired of hearing about how much you sell crack. I'm down for life, still trying to get a slice. Up in the studio, still paying the price. That underground sound for my niggas downtown. If you down, say you down, stop fucking around. See pound for pound, we'll smash your trash. And don't be mad at us cause we done passed your ass. The tunnel was dark, till we sparked the torch. Now we breaking through the surface, niggas about to get scorched. Game to rap, took it step by step. Now we in too deep like Ellen Omar Epps. For those who snap, I know you wanna connect. But see the board show love to those who gave respect. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'll cop back the 9 and spit around for mine. Time is money, so don't play around with mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'll cop back the 9 and spit around for mine. Time is money, so don't play around with mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I don't make rhymes for individuals. I speak to the crew. Sometimes shit get critical and more problems I salute. But like a man, I face the world and whatever comes. Like tropical islands or a cell behind my people. Yo, I tried to run. And matter of fact, I'm head first until the bullets come. We tearing it down or getting torn, son. It's either one. When I was young, nobody taught me I needed a gun to live. They looked upon me as a kid from the slums. So when I spit, understand from which direction I come. Every word is a ray of light touching the world with my tongue. The effects of the sun stimulate life and matter. I'm everything you see, smell, taste, touch, and shatter. You fumble up the words verbally, I cock the hammer. And aim for your brain, controlling your body stamina. Move when I say move, flinch and get dealt with. Symbolic to the sun, fuck heat. I touch and melt shit from platinum to velvet. Teflon 2, play a thug, die thug. All eyes on you. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'll cop back the 9 and spit around for mine. Time is money, so don't play around with mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'll cop back the 9 and spit around for mine. Time is money, so don't play around with mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'm up late trying to meditate. The quickest way to get this empty plate full of vegetable and steak. So when they ring the bell for the last supper, I can say that I ate. Stressing every dollar got me re-cooking the shake. Cause the killer's what I'm looking to make. Look in my face and see 20 plus years of blood, sweat, and tears. Politic hard like this election year. To get my foot in the door so I can step in here and make my spot. Some niggas wanna take my heart but can't snatch it. I run them like a dog out of breath, they can't rap it. 2 things in life every nigga should learn. Never count what you don't got and hold what you earn. If I die, who gon' hold my soul when it is turned? It's hell on the ground or downtown. It's heaven above or just another drug. Fucking with my mind state. I'm trying to get my mind straight, but don't know what they expect. Like a blind date, it's all time and fate. Until I do right or crime awaits. Can you be down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'll pop back the 9 and spit around for mine. Time is money, so don't play around for mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. I'll pop back the 9 and spit around for mine. Time is money, so don't play around for mine. Are you down for yours? Cause I'm down for mine. Word. I see out of the darkness is like, you know what I'm saying, bringing new things to life. You know what I'm saying? That's how we trying to come for the new year. You know what I'm saying? We trying to make knowledge born to those who are unaware, those who ain't got knowledge of themselves. We ain't trying to come like everybody else, sound like this clan or that clan. We trying to come with something new. You know what I'm saying? It's a new year. We need some new individuals to come forth and show forth their power. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying, that we can elevate and take it to that next level of hip hop.
In the city,
Peaceful journey, I God. Peaceful journey, Abu the Butcher.
Late nights in the park, thoughts of spark. You made a nigga see shit I never seen before. When you speak, you made a nigga want more. My mind explored. It seemed like in a new way, and your words still touch me today. The beast gon' take, cause what they gave out, they get back, and that's a fact. They made my clouds turn black, inside a nigga pouring, filled with pain. I wish a nigga didn't have to play this game, but sincere gon' carry the name, be in forever. We all gon' ride together, split the pie together, add on and make it better. All praise due to a man who touched many. And if you talking about Jim, son, he dropped plenty. I.G.O.D. Allah rest in peace. I wanna thank you for everything you gave to me. You was born natural, kid. You was born natural, kid. You was born natural, son. What?
My mental father-in-law, you taught me how to breathe life in the mind and sound right as the closest star. As I gaze at the skies afar, your picture's still in my head. Heaven's the mind, son, that's where you are. Breathing in my thoughts. And at the funeral's for, I didn't even do the knowledge, shed a tear for a corpse. That's when the God held me, told me, stand strong. Even at the physical death, Allah is on. I focus on the positive shit, not what you did wrong. I still see you in the sandbox, getting you spit on like it was yesterday. They can never weaken us, even though they took our best away. Clear, you was crystal clear. I see your face when I look at you still. Your mirror image, the pain might make my brain hemorrhage. Reminiscing of your remembrance, but you never be out. Know that the people still, and it only took you for a minute, but it felt so long. Trying to stuff 6 years in one song for my people that's gone. It's always the good nigga that be catching it wrong, and the thing will never die, baby. Let us move on.
Money can never change that. I just wish we had the opportunity to bang back. You know what's fucked up and what really get to me, and took this type of shit for niggas to see reality. When I was stressed of being broke, they don't let it get to me. Cause both of us gonna be alright before our seeds get green. But it's the same shit, same beans, same snakes. Everybody trying to front like they mad at the shade. I couldn't take the funeral, but I came to the way. We gon' stay on the case until justice gets served. Or until all the motherfuckers get what they deserve. It was a born after red, and I'ma carry on the name like the torch with the flame in the next Olympic game. They hate to see a nigga get ahead and maintain, when all them jealous niggas gotta do it the same thing. Only 6 years, and got a lot to remember. Since Mr. Itchy Fingers was crushing all contenders. They did it before, but won't do it no more. Cause if it take war instead of the score, they better load up. Goddammit. In one night, one fell to the hands of the colored man, protected by a badge in a tinted caravan. How his night even began, I don't remember. I woke up to the sound of a phone steady ringing, but no one answered when I said peace. It's Friday night, me and some change. Seemed like an emergency as many times as it rained, and I knew it was real. When my pages started doing the same, the picture flipped into a whole different frame. We live with no games, the beast try to keep you tame. And if you fight back, your handcuffs, you still end up slain. In front of everybody, had him hemmed up. I seen him in the casket, but I wish it was a bench truck. Pain struck like a lightning bolt to the heart. Like we live from the start till we really depart and return to the essence. I was through the lesson, resurrected Khalil in every cycle, every session. All that I know is all that I show, and all that I owe to I God forever born natural. Yo, all that I know is all that I show, and all that I owe to I God forever born natural.
Yeah. Yo, I'm taking this time out They say peace to everybody for supporting and copying this CD and tape. Yo, just let us move on thing. We take it very seriously. You know, hood love is our motivation. Next is the state, and we're leaking over across the border after that. So we constantly elevating. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say rest in peace to all the fallen soldiers who, you know what I'm saying, passed, and everybody else who on lockdown, hold your head, and everybody out here in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Keep striving and hold your head up. The Born Naturals is going to keep moving on and keep holding it down. Moving on, baby. Moving on.
I self-control mine, 196 mil, not 40,000, fuck public housing. Man, I'm trying to explore, hit up a couple of spots like worldwide tours, open up doors for my family and yours. Fuck stagnation, I'm trying to add on more. The more we add on, the more we get done. And I ain't gonna stop, and that's word to my family, sons and daughters. We need law and order, get ready for what's to come. Get ready for the wars and guns. Y'all niggas better stop the Get ready for everything my eyes have seen. Get ready for the V8 side of things. Get ready for the way I analyze the scene.
For real.
Well, I want to thank you. Couldn't have been better said. You know, there would be a couple of more albums after this. There would be, you know, more music put out. Tributes, of course, after Abu the Butcher was slain. You know, it's just a overall, it's a bittersweet situation. I think it's about the best way that I can put it. Just bittersweet. You know, I had a time where I was able to experience this music, really be close to what I felt like, you know, a group with great, great potential. You know, and I'm always going to honor that. I'm always going to speak them up. And I'm always going to, my personal thing, I mean, I guess, you know, gun to my head, personal favorite, I guess it's going to be Abu the Butcher, man. I mean, he's someone, in my opinion, man, like a Nipsey Hussle, you know, and it's so ironic, like a Nipsey Hussle, you know, like a, you know what I'm saying, like a Big or like an AZ. It's just somebody that when you hear them speak on things, when you hear them speak, when you hear them rap, when you hear them, it's like you feel like you're being taken through LA, you're being taken through New York, you're being taken through VA, you're being taken through downtown Newport News, Virginia. And that's what I felt like when you heard in his voice, so how he delivered certain things, how he had to say certain things. For me, he just connected to me in a way that was just, profound to me. Overall, the Born Naturals were an extremely talented group, but everybody's got their, their pick. You know, I mean, it's just, that was somebody who I felt like lyrically connected, to the way, I connected lyrically, honestly. Bringing a certain intelligence, but bringing that certain street connection to it that, that will always kind of, he melded together so perfectly, in my opinion. Not that they didn't. I'm not, it's just weird to do this type of thing because, when you got other guys in the group, but I just, I just wanted to put that out there. We can all debate the situation. I think that's why I do it, because I want to debate, get other people's opinion, see what they have to say, and just talk all that stuff out. But I guess we'll just, stop it here. Hopefully other people who will watch this video can appreciate the music like I appreciated the one person who actually watched a lot of this live or who has caught the last few minutes of this. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let's just see one thing real quick. Let me try something. Let's see if the experiment worked. I don't know, but we're going to try it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, let's try to smooth this out, folks. I think our little scheme is having trouble. Let's see. Let's see if that helps. Okay, let's try it again. Hey. Okay, it looks like that's why you can't trust everybody with your stuff, man. You really can't. Crap. Well, that's a bust. So I may be just streaming the complete album, the complete CD. Let Us Move on another channel, possibly just without my talking, just kind of completely stream through. So just be there so in case anybody just wants to come and actually just listen to the track, just listen to tracks, and just kind of go through without me interrupting and kind of imparting certain things into the situation. But I thought it might have been fun how I got this shirt, how I got the CD and everything like that. I covered them performing when they put together a show at the Pandora Lodge, very close to where I am. I've seen them do a lot of things. I've worked in different, we're out here just hustling, trying to do the things that could pay the bills while we're working our dreams and our aspirations at night and things like that. We were all doing it. When I was trying to be a journalist, trying to do my thing, I was doing the same thing. So I guess I'm over talking. Don't want to do that. But, this is a special one for me, and I'm glad that I did it. I didn't want to bring too much negativity on the situation by, constantly bringing up the radio stations and local media and things like that. But, so I'm going to try to stay positive on the situation and just reflect. But I just felt like there could have been so much more music, so much more if we just would have done more to support as a whole. But not going to keep dwelling. I thank you very much for your time. Hopefully those who will come across this video and watch it will enjoy the music as I have, as I continue to. I still ride with this thing in my car, pop the CD in and just listen to it because, especially when I'm going around the city, because I just love it. I love representing. I love the people who act like they haven't heard it, hear it now. Even though, hey, people see there's not much point, but letting people know what a real hip hop was, real skills can be, that you grew up in the same city with these guys that skilled, that self-contained. You grew up in the same city as them. Be inspired. I'm H.Will of Mainframe Media and also Delinquent Studios. Saying good night, folks. Maybe you might catch me at a Night Owl Lounge tonight, but if not, let this hold you and you have a good night. Stay woke, stay wary.